Hi, I'm Diego Meller. I'm the co-founder of Jump. And I'm very happy to be telling you about what we do today. Hopefully the judges will like it too. So it was actually very useful that Vostu spoke before us, because our first challenge, actually, the first thing we did at Jump, in fact it was called Atomica before, was develop social games. And one thing we found when developing social games for Latin America, actually, and this is very similar to what Matthias just said, you have a lot of people that will play those games and a very few amount of people that will ever spend any money in those games. So one day, while I was playing Farmville with my dog, he actually had a great revelation. He read the Lean Startup and told us, guys, you have to pivot and you have to focus in helping gaming companies monetize. So that's how we came up with the Jump way of monetizing inside games. What we do is fairly simple. When you're playing a social game, at some point in that game, you need to pay for virtual currency. What we do is that instead of using money to pay for that currency, you can pay us with your attention by watching a commercial or completing an online survey or doing something for an advertiser. So you do that, and in exchange of that, you get your sponsored virtual currency. We started doing this in January, and it's been going pretty well. We have over 50 games, most of them Vostu competitors. In fact, we'd love to have Vostu, so I'll speak with Matthias afterwards. We are growing in average 60% month on month, and we've been cash flow positive since July, which means that after 6 months we managed to actually make this company work. However, we see that the web part of the business has a bit of a ceiling, and as well as every single presentation this morning pointed out, mobile seems to be where things are going, and we really feel that what we have to offer in mobile, or we could do in mobile in bringing users and advertisers together, it's something that could really work. So my dog again had another epiphany and told us, guys, you have to do something on mobile. So that's what we've been doing for the last few months. Now, what exactly do we do on mobile? Well, as also someone mentioned throughout the day, we live in an app environment in which there's a lot of apps. There's almost 1.5 million apps in the app stores in both Android and iOS. If you're an app developer, it's very, very hard to get noticed and for people to find your app. If you do get noticed eventually, it's very hard to make money out of your app. And if you're a user, it's actually pretty hard to find apps. The only apps you normally download are in the top 25 or the top 10 of the App Store rankings. So the problem everybody has, and in fact, there were a few examples today. The guy from Songpop, I don't know if he's still here, they went in a week from 0 to I don't know how many million users. That doesn't happen very often. And if any of you develop mobile apps, you don't put it on the App Store and people start downloading. It normally doesn't happen that way. So the cases we hear about, like Angry Birds and Songpop, and are very, very rare. So the problem everybody that has an app has is how to find an audience and then how to monetize that audience, because again, the majority of the downloads come from a very small percentage of the app on the stores. So that's why we launched Jump Mobile. And what we do at Jump Mobile for mobile apps is very simple. We basically get people to install your app. So if you have an app, we will charge you on a CPI basis, which means fixed cost per install. And what we do is we aggregate a number of sources, of which some are our own. So we develop our own publishing properties, but we also source from a number of third-party networks. Now, the magic in what we do is that we optimize dynamically that traffic to make sure that we send the right users to the right apps, because not every user performs the same way depending on the app. And of course, we track all that to make sure that works. And basically, the secret sauce and what we found and what's working really well is how we combine those factors in our platform. those properties we're developing ourselves. One of them is App Diaria. App Diaria is basically our own app. It's very simple. We recommend a free app every day. We have already put over 10 apps in the top 10. That means when we recommend an app, suddenly that app goes to the top 10. We've generated over 100,000 downloads from recommendations. We're on iOS and coming on Android soon. And we're already, so App Diaria has been in the top 6 apps in Brazil, the top 3 in Mexico, and also since yesterday we're in the top 10 in Argentina and in Chile. And then we're also launching the same thing we do on web, we're also doing it on mobile. So we're giving mobile app games or apps a way of monetizing through recommending other apps. This is in beta right now, and it's coming soon. Our team, it's myself, Martin and Gabriel, are co-founders. We used to have a company called Libra.com, which we sold to a company called Ipsos. We're done? Okay, we're done. Wow, that was quite strict.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah.